It's 7:40. Let's do this. Good evening, Hampton Roads. Good evening, Northeast North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television, and you are watching First Warning Live, where we focus on all things weather, sponsored by Marco's Pizza, because sometimes we get hungry and we're giving away free pizza on Thursday. Does that help? We're also giving away half-off pizza. I'll give you some of the deal of the week information here in just a moment, but I want to talk about the big story. The big story is, we'll take it full screen. We're going to be warming up tomorrow, but conversely, we're going to be cooling down on Thursday. That doesn't really bode well for consistency, Aldrich. No, it doesn't. But if you like it up and you like it down in terms of the temperature, you like these little roller coaster rides like I don't know, like the Tempesto at Busch Gardens. Or maybe like the Apollo's Chariot. I love that ride at Busch Gardens. But you could have had one or other ups and downs. Maybe you like one of those. Maybe you like it warmer or like it cooler. But one thing I don't think you're ready for is what I call the rude awakening. Ooh, is my audio working better tonight? Because before I get to this, I hope it is. Because last night, I said my audio was off a bit. We'll have to fix it tomorrow. So if it's fixed, please tell me, yes, it sounds better. Because I know Kim Thompson-Jones said yesterday, I noticed that your audio was maybe off, but we could still hear you loud and clear. If the audio is better, please let me know. Because I'm about to show you what I call the rude awakening. This is what everybody might be talking about after election night, because I know the polls have closed at 7 o'clock, precisely 41 minutes ago. But now we're waiting, please count the votes, count the votes. While that's happening, we're going to cover the weather in a short period of time, so you're going to get to know what the next big thing is. Ooh, what's the next big thing? Tell me, Aldrich. It's the rude awakening that the cold air from Canada is coming all the way down to West Virginia, and dare I say, North Carolina. Now, when it's that cold, I think a widespread frost is on the table. But some models would suggest that we could get some flakage. You know, a little bit of dandruff. Now, I don't mean like from your hair. I mean from the clouds. Would it stick? No. But would it be something for cause for alarm as we go into Veterans Day, which is next Tuesday? Maybe. We're going to explore all that in this live stream. But I got to get back to your comments, because as I look at this full screen, I want to check and see if you're on this call. I never know unless I focus on it, and I'm not the best multitasker in the world, but I never know how many people are watching. I got, 35 people watching right now, and not a single comment that's showing up on here. I don't know. I'll try my best to get rid of some of this other stuff here. I'm going to delete this. But I am interested in knowing what you have to say. Because when we're talking about the potential for snowflakes, I'm talking about some snow and snowshoe. I'm also talking about some snow up here where I was last weekend, Massanutten, around Harrisonburg. It was beautiful. I mean, the fall color up there is spectacular. As you're looking at a picture taken just a few days ago, last Saturday, up here toward the Blue Ridge Mountains, wedged between the Blue Ridge and also the Allegheny Mountains. I showed some of these pictures last night, but I don't know if everybody heard me because I thought my audio was a bit off. There's some great trails. If you're a hiker, there's some really difficult trails that you could plan on hiking at Massanutten. I'm not advertising it for their business, but I can tell you they got water parks. It's a lot of fun to do. It reminded me a little bit of Gatlinburg for any of my Tennessee fans out there. But there are some indications that we could have, as I come back on camera, have some indications that we could be dealing with some cold air. Widespread frost on the table, but by the time we hit Monday night, Tuesday of next week, which is really less than 7 days away, the potential for some snowflakes in inland Virginia and inland North Carolina might go up. But again, it's still too early to call, but we'll look at some graphics, we'll look at some images, and then you be the judge. Because I can give you the information. This is First Warning after all, but I want to make sure it's communicated to you in a pretty sound and balanced way. But I can tell you, if you're looking for pizza tonight, there's no better place than here if you want free pizza or half off your pizza. Let's start with the free. I like free pizza. I do too. But every Thursday, we typically will do that this week. We give away free pizza for a year. You go to WTKR, that's our call letters on TV, .com/Marcos, and you enter to win. Now, there are 6 locations, 3 in Virginia Beach, 2 in Chesapeake, 1 in Norfolk, that are participating in this contest, which means if you win, if you're lucky enough to win this pizza for a year certificate, you'll get one large one-topping pizza every month for a year, which would take you into October of 2026. It clearly says one topping, one large pizza every year for free, or every month for free, which is for 12 months. Now that will be going out on Thursday, but we're also going to give away 50% off now. So if you are hungry now, you're like, the government shut down, I'm not getting benefits here or there. I understand it. I totally get it. And Marcos does too. That's why they wanted you to have, since you're watching this live stream, 50% off anything you order. So if you get really creative, you're like, I want to get the works, I want to get the big, the white cheesy, the Philly, I'd prefer a pizza bowl, maybe a sub, a salad, maybe some desserts, whatever you want to load up, 50% off. That's pretty sweet. So that's all part of the excitement about. I mean, I love pizza. Marcos loves weather. It's a great combination. It really is a great combination. But as I digress, this is what we're going to look about next week. That's what I call the rude awakening. If you're on the call, I'm still fishing for comments. I don't even know if I have a comment yet. Some of you are like, is this guy for real? I'm for real. I wouldn't make stuff up. I do joke with friends and family, but never about the weather. I think joking about the weather would be and maybe irresponsible. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it going. We're going to focus on the cool weather that comes in on Thursday. First, it's warming up tomorrow, and then it's getting cooler on Thursday. Satellite radar not showing anything at all. Big bubble, no trouble, centered over Wilmington, Wrightsville Beach, and across South Carolina and North Carolina. And it's really hard for these showers, as you can see, sliding across Ohio. Let's see here, basically producing some light showers in the Ohio Valley. And you can also see that clouds are pretty thin at this time. Meanwhile, you can see the 4 boxes here, our 4 cameras show things are clear, and so it's pretty quiet tonight. And because I mentioned the possibility of snow, let me show you what that could look like, right? This takes you through 9 o'clock tomorrow night. We have a front coming in. Most of the rain is in where? New York, Pennsylvania, parts of the mountains of West Virginia. It is replaced with a cooler high coming in on Thursday. But then, interestingly enough, what comes in on Friday night across, let's say, Lexington, Kentucky, Huntington, West Virginia, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, looks like a pretty good band of rain showers, but it dries up. It's going to likely evaporate, right? It's going to likely fall apart as it moves toward us. And that's what I'm expecting to happen. So the chance of rain, both on Friday and Saturday now, looks like maybe 10%, but a better chance on Sunday. By the way, it is now 7:46. My goal is to be done at the top of the hour tonight because of the fact that we have election night results. And I want to be fair to the other posts on this Facebook page and mine so that you can get the information that you need. So let me keep going. Warming up tomorrow, gusty winds, around 35 miles per hour, maybe 40 on some areas, but I think 35 is reasonable. Highs near 70. Now we're going to cool down Thursday, mostly sunny, highs near 61, and then the next rain chances will end on the week. We're looking especially towards Sunday, the way things are shaping up right now. Just checking in with you. If you got a comment, leave me a note. I'll do my best to put it on the screen. I know that some of you are pretty busy and multitasking may not be your thing either. Tomorrow, though, I'm expecting a temperature around 8 a.m. at 48. 65 at noon. We're going to make a run at 70. I got us at 69. I think that 69 degrees will be in the shade, but many of us will get closer to 70 degrees itself. I do have a note on here, and I'm going to say hi to everybody. Patricia Gale Walters, I believe, said, yeah, she said, hello, everybody. That was from yesterday. I do have a new comment that's just trickled in. I want to be fair to those who are watching live, just to say hi, because again, one of these situations, what makes this platform maybe more conducive is that we can interact. And if there's something that's troubling you or you're questioning about what's going to happen, how do I dress for this, how do I dress for that, I'll do my best to put it on the screen. I got a note, let's see here, I got a note from Kim Thompson Jones. This is fresh. This is a new one. She says, good evening to you. And let's see here, Valencia White. I want to say hi to Valencia. Hi, Valencia. I love the fact that you figured this out. See, everybody should follow Valencia's lead. See, she's got a good picture. It's pretty big. I mean, it's not like a far away, it's a close-up. So do a close-up, and then you get to see your beautiful face on this screen in almost real time. But I want to give a shout out to my new friend, Valencia White. Thank you. She had this note. She said, I'm glad to hear that it will not have to rain on Friday. It's pulled back a little bit, as a lot of that will dry up, and I'll explain why in just mere moments. As I clear my telestrator, Let me come back to the screen because I'm going to try and be done in about 11 minutes, which is going to be tough, but I can do it. If you're in the military, we have rain in parts of I will say maybe North Dakota, certainly Minnesota. We have some showers in the Pacific Northwest, particularly around Oregon, Northern California, anywhere from Portland to Medford. That looks like it's mainly rain. Saw some snowflakes in parts of Montana this time last night. Most of it is through the Great Lakes and moving away from us. But you come back home, because of that big dome of high pressure over Wilmington, North Carolina, we're just going to stay dry. Look at these low temperatures. I mean, it was all over the map. 52 almost looks like a misprint, but that's what they had at the airport, Norfolk International, at 7:12 this morning. But it was, to be fair, 37 Suffolk, 37 Chesapeake. That's pretty chilly. That's a pretty big, what we would call variance, a big variability. High temperatures hit 64. Most of us finished in the mid-60s. Williamsburg, you hit 68. That was probably one of the warmer spots. Already talked about Massanutten. We've already seen the colors are already changing in places like Williamsburg. I've got some happy shots to share with you at the end of this live stream in 10 minutes because I am under a deadline. 10% Friday and Saturday, 30% chance on Sunday. That's our chance of rain. We've talked about the Atlantic storm timeline. We are now just a few days away from the end of hurricane season. We know it ends precisely on November 30th. So we have it's the 4th. We have a couple more weeks, but really the Atlantic is very, very quiet. It was Melissa, if you're curious, Melissa and Aaron, followed by Umberto and then Gabrielle, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those were the big storms that created what we call a high ACE, meaning half of the energy from the hurricane season this year came from both Melissa and Aaron, respectfully. And if you look at the actual highs, the actual numbers of named storms, hurricanes and major hurricanes, we had 18 last year, at 13 this year. We had 11 hurricanes last year, we had 5 this year. And I put this out here just because if you're a weather nerd like me, you kind of want to know, how did those predictions go? Colorado State University, one of the premier forecasting prediction centers and universities that predict, believe it or not, hurricanes is in Colorado. Yeah, I know it's where they're stationed, but there is an interesting comparison to what NOAA put out. They put out a range, kind of like an uprights. If you ever watched football, many of you do. Yeah, 13 was on the lower end of was like hitting the crossbar. It kind of hit right in here, right? 13 was, but we did get 4. We did get 4, so that was in keeping with what NOAA expected this calendar year. Quiet hurricane season now, nothing to see here. And I mentioned this, what we call an ACE, stands for accumulated cyclone energy. They use a mathematical equation where they're summing up, squaring some numbers, and every 6 hours, yes, every 6 hours they come up with a number, and Melissa was the big winner. We ended up with, I believe it was 132.6, so it would be what we call an above average year. So a lot of numbers. I don't know if that was translated yesterday because of my audio issues. Speaking of numbers, we've now had guess 4 out of the last 5, because I got to show you Halloween. Halloween was 64. 4 of the last 5 days have been 64. We had high of 64 on Halloween, 64 Saturday, 64 Sunday, 64 today. 4 of the last 5 been 64. I think it's a bit unusual, something we don't always see around here, but hey, I like to give you context. In terms of rainfall in Norfolk, 3.41. We had a near normal average, or pretty close, a little slightly below for October for rainfall, and now we're running about 1/3 of an inch so far in November. And the grand total for the year, all these numbers that we have received for rain and melted snow, is around 39 1/3 inches. So the difference from last year, it was actually soggier. We had nearly 45 inches of rain and melted snow last year. If we didn't have any snow, then it wouldn't have been melted snow. But we have a difference about 5.5 inches less rain this year compared to last at this time. And so far, we have received 0.79 for the month of November. Just checking in with you. I know I'm keeping a move around. I got Kim. She's wanting to know where Taj is. Where are you, Taj Brown? He's probably counting up the results, right? He's probably glued to find out who's winning. Tara Jones, she is clearly not a fan. She says, no snow. I'm loving the mild weather we're getting. Well, guess what? This weekend's going to be for you, Tara. Because, you know, in order to get to the cold enough air for snow next week, you got to get it into the 70s this weekend. So we're going to have a little bit of everything for everybody in the 7-day. So hang with me. We'll get to that here in mere moments because I got to keep moving. I got 7 minutes to name all this information. If you're keeping score, October is what? Well, actually, February. February is the driest month. I've said this before. Driest month of the year based on a 30-year average, right? 30-year average are the numbers you're looking at. But November is the second. November is the second driest. So don't expect a lot of rain in November. And if you don't get much, it's common. I mean, based on history, that's one benefit of being able to have data that goes back to the 1800s. Dew point temperatures, my goodness. Anytime you see something in the 30s, it looks like winter. It's in the 20s. Pittsburgh, Beckley, you're talking about supercharged dry air that's trying to get here. Virginia Beach has a 40-degree dew point. That means when we have clear skies, we can drop our temperatures quickly. Now, they will get back to around 55, but not today, not tomorrow. I have it back in the mid-50s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when we may see a few extra clouds. All right, here we are at 7:54. Our current temperatures, 50 in Virginia Beach. We have 47 in Smithfield. It's 48 in beautiful Edenton, 45 Gloucester, and 58 Williamsburg. I mean, you look at these numbers, they do vary quite a bit. While it may be 62 Nashville, it's 45 in Pittsburgh and 42 in Beckley. Pick out your favorite town if you have family far and away. Phoenix is at 86 right now. It's 57 in Chicago and 59 in Atlanta. We are going to get a cold snap. It's going to come in when we're struggling for highs to reach the lower to mid 50s. Let me repeat, lower to mid 50s Monday and Tuesday for highs, but the lows will be in the mid 30s. Some cases low 30s, which will make anything potentially snowy. It could be just a flurry. Does it make some conversation? It would certainly make the water cooler conversation at work or maybe school. Future temperatures, I've already showed a map similar to this, but look at that cold air. It just pours down. And you know and I know Veterans Day is the 11th day of November. This is the 10th. This is the 10th, and it's cold. It gets all the way down to South Carolina. That's about 6:54 p.m. I guess it's pretty precise here. It gets down to the millisecond, nanosecond, but November 10th, that's going into Monday. Monday night, that's some cold air, and it will linger right into the 11th and 12th, maybe kind of start to retreat. It'll snap back and move back toward New England by the 14th. That's the expectation. Temperature trend goes up. I'm just kind of reiterating what we talked about at the beginning. Temperatures go up tomorrow. They go back down on Thursday. And then look at this. I think we've got some up and away here, at least the low to mid 70s. On Saturday and Sunday. But that's when we fall off the cliff. How many of you ever watched, I know some of you are going to laugh at this. How many of you have ever watched Price is Right here on CBS? You know the cliffhanger? I can't sing it, but you know what I mean. The cliff gets up there, and that's what's going to happen Monday night into Tuesday. Some of you are going to like, he was right. I'm glad I watched First Warning. Gives me the intel. Now, by the way, temperature for tomorrow for the Eastern Shore, about 67 Bloxham and Nancock and Exmoor. About 68 for Cape Charles. I got 3 minutes. I got to wrap things up. 69 Kill Devil Hills and 69 in Nags Head, Rodanthe, and Hatteras, about 69 degrees. Now, the Storm Prediction Center does highlight where we might have severe weather, and you can clearly see there's nothing in effect between now and tomorrow morning. Different story, though, for tomorrow. Looks like it's in Oregon, northern parts of California, and really closer to home would be Buffalo, Binghamton, and Hartford. Some areas around Syracuse and Erie could have isolated severe weather on Wednesday, but really nothing here and nothing on Thursday. So let me show you the snow. I don't want to wait anymore. Here's where we see the front coming in. That's why I just left a 10% chance of rain on Saturday. That time is 6 p.m. But let's get to the more interesting part. What happens this weekend? Well, I've got a 30% chance of rain on Sunday. So here's 12:30 Sunday. We've got some showers. So there will be some moisture that makes it, but not a lot. Then we go into Sunday night. Notice what's happened to West Virginia. It's snowing. It's snowing in places like Mount LeConte. It's snowing around Kuwohi, the former place it was known as Clingman's Dome. It's the Cherokee Mountain there, about 6,600 feet in Tennessee. That means Mulberry Place. Kuwohi will have some snow on it. Newfound Gap, bound to have some snow. But look at this. This looks like a mix. It looks like a mix in Franklin, maybe Wakefield. Maybe we get some interesting mixing where someone said, I saw a snowflake. It's not a big deal. As I finish up here with 2 minutes to go, it's not going to be a big deal. But it is worth noting that weather is going to change, and it's going to change in a hurry as we head into Monday and Tuesday. So if we see some mixing, it could very well occur on your Monday night. Once it gets dark, it could get interesting. Futurecast doesn't show much anything here, so we're going to skip ahead. This is Wednesday, tomorrow morning and afternoon. Now, it's still breezy. Winds are out of the southwest. That's what you can see there, but you can clearly see there's not a whole lot going on into Thursday as well. So we have quiet weather heading into Thursday. So here's your forecast. 7:59, we're in the 40s here. We got 38 Franklin tonight, 50 for Cape Charles, 43 for Elizabeth City, about 42 for Smithfield, 51 in Corolla, and the Wednesday afternoon temperatures should be in the upper 60s to near 70 as we look for a mostly sunny day tomorrow. 71 Hampton, certainly reasonable, 72 Edenton, 68 Duck, and Wednesday's high about 69 in Norfolk. So here's your first warning, WTKR News 3 7-day forecast, 73 Saturday and Sunday, but that chilly, there, I have a little snowflake there. I couldn't help it. Just call it chilly rain with maybe some flurries. But Veterans Day looks very cool. Temperatures are going to be around 36 come Monday night, Tuesday, about 36 degrees. So very, very chilly, no doubt from that. Just want you to be prepared. And by the way, as we look at some happy shots, fall color is already upon us in Williamsburg, colonial Williamsburg. You can see some orange trees. Thanks to Lori out in Williamsburg, you can also see a beautiful sunset over James River. Katrina Gay capturing that picture for us. So again, mostly sunny tomorrow at 69. Don't forget the deal of the week. I mentioned 50% off. You can get a certificate on Thursday if you win it, but you certainly want to participate. Go to WTKR 50. I know I finished this up pretty quickly, but I wanted you to have all the information that you needed and that we would finish promptly at this time. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Don't forget, it doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or serious. Make sure you know it. Make sure you know that every day is a gift. We'll see you here next time. See you tomorrow night. And make the best of it in your neighborhood. Take care.